This week's Torah portion of Parshat Tisa speaks about the infamous sin that Bnei Yisrael transgressed, the Chet HaEgel. And one of the many discussions amongst the various commentators is what exactly went awry. Where did the Jewish people go wrong? The Meshech Chochmah explains that after Moshe Rabbeinu, after Moses, our leader, broke the Luchot, Hashem, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, according to the Midrash, says, Yasher Koach Sheshibarta. Kol HaKavod, fantastic that you broke the Luchot. Why was it such a great thing that Moshe broke the Luchot, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu had to commend him for doing so? Very hard to understand. There's a long discourse by the Meshech Chochmah who explains at length within this discourse what went wrong with regards to the Egel HaZahav and why was this Moshe's reaction, and then in turn, why did HaKadosh Baruch Hu credit him for doing so? The Meshech Chochmah explains that Kedusha, spirituality, divinity, God's presence is not found in physical means, but rather in the spiritual essence and meanings of what we do and what we make out of those physical attributes, of those physical manifestations in this world. In other words, we take a garment and we put on that four-cornered garment tzitzit. That's not holy, but the fact that we wear them and remind ourselves of the spiritual flavor and the spiritual significance of what those tzitzit signify. And they bring us closer to keeping mitzvot, and i.e., bring us that much closer to understanding the divinity and appreciating what it means to have Avodat Hashem. And therefore, that is the value by which we take the physical manifest of the garment of the tzitzit and elevate it and sanctify it only by our spiritual means, only by relating to Hashem as a result. Well, the same thing is with regards to the Egel HaZahav, the golden calf. The Jewish people saw that Moshe was not descending from the mountain. They saw Moshe as a direct conduit to spiritual existence. In fact, they did not understand that you have to insert God into physicality and thereby sanctify it, but they believed that by physical means, physical attributes are actually holy unto themselves. And that's why they viewed Moshe as holiness. When he did not descend from the mountain, they wondered whether or not God was still spiritually resonating with them because they made this mistake. And as a result, they build the Egel HaZahav, again believing that a physical construct can actually maintain spiritual divine attributes. This is a mistake. It's what you do with the physical that allows it or allots it or lends it spiritual characteristic. And so when Moshe is descending from the mountain and he sees the Jewish people and knows that they make this mistake, he breaks the Luchot, thereby demonstrating to them it is not the tablets themselves that maintain sanctity and holiness. No, it's what they represent. It's what you do with them. It's your subscription to what they say on them that gives them, or that gives you, the ability to have spirituality in this world, not the slabs of stone themselves. And that is why these slabs of stones that were broken were placed into the Aron Kodesh, into the Holy Ark of the Covenant, demonstrating that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is saying, it is not the slabs of stone. Even when they're broken, if they accentuate and they allow you to identify more with what happened in your subscription to a golden calf and understanding that it's not the physical means in this world that gives us spirituality, but rather our subscription to them, what they represent and signify behind them, and ultimately our keeping mitzvot, ethics, morals, values, codes of spiritual significance that bring us closer to God via these physical conduits. That's what enhances spirituality in this world. And that's why those luchot were broken. God says to Moshe, Yasher Koach Sheshibarta, it's good that you broke them, because you encompassed and ensconced the entire message of the Egel HaZahav to the Jewish people by doing so, and that's why they were placed in the Aron Kodesh, so that we for generations would embrace and understand this message, and it would resonate with us consistently. The beauty, or one of the great things about Gila that I often speak about, that I love so much, is she was never judgmental of people. When she looked at people, she understood that they were physical attributes in this world. Their bodies and who they were just physical manifestations of this world. But it's not who they were. It's not what they represented. It wasn't their essence. She was able to see beyond the physique and to understand that the essence of a person is holy, and every person has something to contribute. It's very hard to do this. I am not good at it at all. In fact, when I try to do it, I try to think of Gila telling me, Abba, Dad, think to yourself, look at a person and understand that it's not just their annoying habits or the way they speak that might bother you, but there's something internal. There's an inner essence of spirit that is the main essential of that person, what they represent. That's what gets us closer to appreciate the attributes of spirituality in this world. Thank you, Gila, for reminding me, and thank you, Gila, for serving as that example. May she and her spirit that continues to resonate in this world that is so physical continue to be a message for all of us. And may we embrace and understand and appreciate this message for time to come. This is the Jewish way, it is the Torah way, and it always will remain the Gila way. Shabbat Shalom.